Hello, fellow creatives. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So, welcome back from a very long break. Oh, yeah, I got a minute. This is a new server, so we'll go fast here. So I'm building a community center for my Ragnarok server that we are starting up for my Discord community, and you can see it right there. It's somewhere in the pin. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's around 2020 somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to be building this with Kabars and Karm, and we're going to do a trading system and currency system and PvE. And if you want to find out how to join, go ahead, watch all the way to the end of this video here. But we're going to be building like a nice little fort area, hopefully in this area of the server. And we're going to be playing around with some of the new StructuresPlus stuff too. So I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, welcome back. So, as you can see down below, we have done absolutely nothing. And that's because Kabars came over and said, hey, I've got some other locations that you should check out. So, guess what? We went all the way over here to this lovely spot. This is our new base, and we are going to be building it up, this clubhouse portion specifically today. This is the market square that we're looking at here. As you can see, a lot of this stuff I didn't build. This is all Karm's and Lapis's Silver's work. Karm did the main structure, and Lapis went ahead and did the main decorations. This tower structure has got some nice decorations and things going on. And this is really medieval looking, and that's kind of how I'm wanting to do a lot of this area. But our main focus today is going to be on the community center, which is right up here. And I've already put cliff platforms down because I think that's the way we're going to differentiate this from all the other builds in the area. It's also kind of like sitting in prime position to be kind of the focal point of the whole base. So over here on the left, we're going to kind of do this sort of UFO kind of look here. It's going to be pretty distinctive looking, and we're going to mirror that, of course, up on the upper right-hand side as well. But in the middle, we're going to want to probably do maybe a mixture of some of the more medieval stuff using the castles, keeps, and forts mod, so that it looks a little more like a traditional castle. If you can kind of visualize the castle from Gargoyles, that old cartoon series from the 1990s, with its mix of new and old mixed together, that's kind of probably the look I'm going to try to go for with this, and so we'll see how that works out. So we've got this aviary here. It's very nice, and I've got cabs around here, and I know that he wants to see it, so we're going to go ahead and show him around.
Oh, this is nice, Chris.
Yeah, why don't we head on in? It's unpainted still, but if you drop through the portal, you can come on in and just land. And there's enough spots for lots of pteranodons. Of course, if you're going to mix RGs in, you'll probably want to have a few less birds in here because it is cramped quarters, and RGs can't back up.
Oh, no, they're horrible.
Yeah.
This is sexy. It's the only way to put it.
Yeah. It's really kind of neat. I wanted sort of a floating balcony kind of feel. So,
is that Finn's foundations hanging?
Yes.
I've never seen the metal Finn's foundation bottoms before. Oh, those are techs, are they?
Yeah, those are tech foundations.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Oh, and I like how you use the foundations to raise it up instead of just do it like I did. I built that down there. That monstrosity is built right on the platform itself.
Oh, yeah.
With no foundations.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's one way to do it for sure. I definitely went ahead and added foundations because I wanted kind of to have an overhang so that we could have a staircase right here.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So it looks pretty good, I think. And then
dude,
this stuff down here is
awesome.
just temporary until we figure out what kind of building goes on this big granite slab. So, yeah.
I would actually leave it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it looks good standalone, but as a community center, I need some kind of structure to join. I guess I'm going to turn this platform into a garden, and then we'll need... I was thinking about maybe building like a castle-y type dormitory or something.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. So kind of doing the same thing here. Although I just realized I need to lower this foundation a little bit before I go too much further. So.
Which foundation?
The center one. So to fill in the gaps here, I use floating ceilings based off of this foundation. But this foundation needs to lower a little bit using the pillar trick. So that we don't get lots and lots of like Z fighting, I guess is the technical term for it.
Yeah.
Where textures kind of fight with each other. All right, so the aviary here is pretty much complete. Oop, stacked eggs. So is the garden center down there. I think that's what we're going to turn it into, is the gardens. But this little bit, I want to show you kind of the finished version here first. We've got this kind of little railing here that we've kind of placed catty corner. And I'm sure some of you are wondering, how do you do this with snap points and stuff in the way? Well, I'm about to show you because, oops, please don't follow. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and get rid of these. Like this, and then so now we have this kind of problem right here. We have this bit, maybe there is, like a solid thing right here, but you have a gap. So how do we fill that? Well, here's how we're going to do it. We are going to fill it in first with, let's see, one of these, put it right in here, and same thing with this. So we've got a fence foundation here, and it may help you to build a little platform. So you can kind of get around this. But I think what I'm going to do is fly, just for the interest of getting it quick and easy. And what you're going to do is you're going to place one fence foundation here so that the ends look like this, that they're about even. You place it down right there. Okay, so now that we have that, what we need to do is we need to place a wall right here. We can now get rid of these. And we can place a wall right here. This fence foundation is floating because we actually have S+ structure foundation required. That is actually disabled, so foundations are not required. We also have clippings, so we can clip through these objects. And so it is kind of a unique sort of use case. But now that we have this set at an angle and we have these walls, what we can do is we can go ahead and place down one of these metal ceilings, and then once that metal ceiling is there, we can get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that metal wall, and we have the floating metal ceiling now thanks to the no foundations required. We can place those down, and then now we can go ahead and place in our tech railing anywhere we want, really. Actually, it'll snap right there to the middle part, and there you go. You have your tech railing, delete that, and Bob's your uncle. You have a nice, smooth, contiguous railing that overlaps just a little bit, and that's kind of how that works. So we have got a couple more things to do. What I'm working on next is a grand staircase, and we got rain, and then probably maybe some dormitory type accommodations in the small meeting hall for the middle. So I've spent literally all day building on this with Kabars and Karm, and I've done most of the big structure you see behind me. Kabars has been working on this new greenhouse and this workshop a bit, and Karm has detailed it out a little bit more, and basically just helped me about with the staircase and stuff. We've got a nice little cathedral type building, which is going to serve as our meeting hall, and this is kind of like the OG castle right here. And we've got, of course, the UFO additions, whatever you call them, just kind of protruding from either side, including one of them that's an aviary. So it's just looking really good, I think. We've ground probably about 10 hours into this thing, but one of the cool things that I got to go ahead and... oops, I didn't mean to do that. Hey, land. One of the cool things I got to kind of experiment with are these flying buttresses, which is kind of a really cool thing. And they're fairly simple to do. Basically, all you do is, one, you have to have no foundations set up here. You have to have that turned off for S+ objects. And then you work in conjunction with the Castles Keeps and Forts mod to do this. So basically you put down a castle's wall with a castle's ceiling, just kind of catty corner, or just like centered on the corner of one wall. And then you use a small S+ pillar and you just bring it down just a little bit into the ceiling. So it's just kind of poking through the bottom. And then you bring that all the way down to the ground. And the ground is what's going to anchor those pillars, because you can't really anchor them into the corners of any of the keep ceilings. But once you do that, you come back up here and you get rid of the ceiling, and that way the pillars should be freestanding. And then you build up 2 S+ wall objects, can be any kind. You build out 1 S+ roof object, can be any kind. And then you put in a stone railing right there, and that is actually what lets you gives you the kind of the flying buttress look right there. And then you just remove those, and then the railing will float as long as you have foundation support for S+ turned off. And if you want to know how to do that, I have included the code down in the description below. You just add that to your GameUserSettings.ini, and that should allow you to go ahead and turn off foundation support. So that is just kind of a really cool thing, and I really hope flying buttresses do get added to the Castles, Keeps, and Forts mod, because it is really neat look for sure. But we've still got a lot of stuff to do here. We've got some painting to do. We've got lots of interior design. A member of the server called Lapis Silver is going to go ahead and do some of that, and I'm hopefully going to do the rest of it. So let's go ahead and get started on that, shall we? Now it's time for the grand reveal of the final build. Let's take a look here at the exterior. So we've got a lot of cool stuff here. You've seen it in other builds, but Carm went through and added a bunch of stuff, from these armored suits to look like guards, to this expanded kind of front portico here. As well, if we take a look upstairs, you'll see he's also added a little more detail to the flying buttresses and added flags and things. So it's really cool. I mean, the exterior, it's like a mix of old and modern and new. And I think it came off really well, to be honest. Not bad for not really having a master plan for this sort of thing, right? So if we go inside, you'll see what Lapis Silver has done. She's added a lot of these kind of creature heads, which are really kind of nice for the main hallway, as well as some extra trophies and stuff. I guess there's been some events or something on the server that I don't know about, but apparently we've won some stuff, which is pretty nice. The blue rug is a pretty good touch too. If you want to go in here, this leads to a stairway. It'll take you all the way upstairs to the top balcony. That way you can just kind of look out. It's right underneath the aviary, which is you can't really access it from here, but it is kind of a nice place to look at. And it gives you kind of a closer look at some of the flying buttresses. So if you guys get on the server later and you want to check these out, you kind of know how to get up here without taming them out, which is pretty nice. Back into the main hallway. Let's go over here. You can see out the windows to the back half of what will hopefully be a village. I am inviting people to build in this area, so hopefully some of them take me up on the offer. But we've also got this kind of churchy type of area, which is actually more of a dormitory. Lapis went ahead and added these bookcases, which you can store items in. So if you're new, you can pick a bookcase, you can store your stuff in here, and there's the rules right here. If you're interested, you can stay in the castle. The bed upstairs, if you want to spawn in and save your stuff, it's right here. That way, if you die, you have an easy access back to the dormitory. And if you come in here, Lapis, at my request and Kabar's request, she went ahead and decorated this as a garden, which frankly, I love it. It turned out very well, and it's a nice kind of contemplative space, I suppose, to just think about stuff, life, and philosophy in general, which is really kind of nice. And I have to tell you, it was a bear kind of merging this with the castle architecture. I had to use some metal railings and then use S+ to make them into half walls, just to kind of hide the gap that was there. We're back in the hallway again, but this time we're going to go out the back here. And here is a staircase, and it's going to go all the way up to the aviary. So this is the staircase we were showing you earlier about trying to merge in these this kind of thing here, and it looks like it's turned out pretty well. Cabs has been busy kind of taming so that there is a place for noobs to get community birds and things, I think. So that's very nice of him, and we can go ahead and head on out, and I can kind of show you how this works. If we get out, there we go. We can get out of here. You just have to go slow. You can't run it. But we can take some flights around this area here and just kind of show off the base, I suppose. But Cabs was telling me the other night that something I said in an early video that really inspired him was that, you know, in order to be creative, you just start building. That's the way you be creative. You don't need fancy tutorials. You just need what I needed, a place to start, which is, you know, these cliff platforms here. I started with those, and then I asked myself, okay, what's next? And then I asked myself again, okay, what's next? And kept doing that until I was happy with the result, which is what you see here. These towers, I think, are maybe a little cramped, but on the whole, I'm very happy with this whole kind of UFO castle type of idea. I mean, I think it turned out really well. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool. So anyway, in the next few weeks, I am hopefully going to be releasing tutorials on the flying buttresses, how you can do those, on aligning foundations with cliff platforms, because they are a different size than the treehouse platforms. And of course, we'll be doing a build tutorial on the UFO house. May not look exactly like this because I used some S+ trickery to get it to look kind of like this, but that's what I'm planning on. And as far as getting on the server, all you have to do is join my Discord right now. It's free right now. Once my Patreon launches, it's going to go behind that. But if you join my Discord, you can talk to me or one of the admins and get access to the server for free, and you'll be grandfathered in even after the Patreon thing starts. So that's pretty cool, I think.
So anyway, if you want 5% off on your own server by Gportal, which is actually being kind enough to provide these servers for me, you can go ahead and click on the referral link in the description below. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and I'll go ahead and sign off. Hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button to stick around, and then become a little more creative by clicking on one of the videos on your screen. And I'll see you next time, and in the meantime, go build something awesome. Bye-bye.